Hi, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good day. Today, we're going to be talking about Venmo, which is a really popular app, at least in the United States, for sending and receiving money. So let's get started. All right, so in today's presentation, we will cover what Venmo is, how to link your bank or card, how to send and receive money, privacy and security, and some Canadian alternatives. All right, to start, what is Venmo? Venmo is an app owned by PayPal that is available in the United States. It allows you to pay and request money from others, and it also provides a simple way to pay your friends when you don't owe them money and don't want to deal with cash. So I use Venmo all the time, and I like to see it as kind of like a digital piggy bank. You can transfer money from your bank into this digital piggy bank and then take money out from that digital piggy bank to pay others. All right, so who can use Venmo? To access Venmo, you must be located in the United States with a US cell phone number and be at least 18 years old. There's a lot of benefits of Venmo. First off, it's a very quick, convenient payment service, and you can do it from your mobile device. There's no annual fee, so you can use the app for free. There are cashback offers if you do choose to purchase a Venmo debit or credit card. If you do use that card for purchases, you can split costs with another Venmo user after you make those purchases. And you can also use it to raise money for causes you care about. So a lot of the times people will put on social media like, hey, I'm starting a charity event for this cause. Venmo me at this account, and they'll put their QR code or their Venmo username, and then people can Venmo them without having to exchange they don't have to see each other in person, and they don't have to exchange any kind of other info. All it is just connecting the event. So creating a Venmo account. Venmo is available for both iOS and Android users. It works exactly the same on both systems. All you would have to do is just download the app. To create a Venmo account, you can either sign up using your email or your Facebook account. You will then be redirected to a page where you can fill in your personal information. So as you can see on the graphic on the left, this is one of the main pages on Venmo, and it gives you two options, either signing up with Facebook or you can sign up with your email. So when you do sign in, your home screen will pop up. At the top of the screen, you will see two icons. The person icon shows your activity, and it lets you know who you sent and received money from. The friends icon shows the activity of all your contacts. So if you take a look on the right side on the graphic, it shows the home page on Venmo. On the top middle of the screen, there's three icons. From left to right, we have the globe, the friends icon, and then the person icon. The globe icon, we'll go over it in a little bit, but when you do send payments on Venmo, you can choose to make it public or private, which means it could be seen by everyone. It can be seen by only your friends, and it could be seen just by no one, only the person you share it with. And so on that globe icon, it's kind of like a social media feed, like your Facebook feed, where you'll see people's activity from your friends list. That middle tab, which is what the screen is showing right now, you will see the activity from your friends who made their transactions public. And then the rightmost icon from those three is the person icon, which just shows your own activity, such as who you've sent money to, when you sent money to them, and then who has sent money to you. So just all of your personal transactions. All right, so the way that Venmo works is by linking a bank account or your card. So the way to do this is you would click the three horizontal lines icon at the top left-hand corner of the screen. Then you would click the settings button, which has a little gear next to it, and you'll be redirected to a new page. And then after that, you will click the payment methods button. So if you were to link a bank account to your Venmo app, you would click the add bank or card button after doing the steps on the previous slide. After you select the bank option, you can either choose instant verification or manual verification. So instant verification, it allows you to verify your bank account right away, whereas manual verification will verify your account in up to 3 days using your bank's routing and account number. Something to note here is if you select the bank option, it is free for you to send money to others. Whereas if you're linking your card, it will charge you a small fee every time you send money. Okay, so linking a card. To link a card, you will go through the steps on the slide two slides before, and then you will click the add bank or card button, then select the card option and fill in the required information. As you can see on the graphic on the right, the required information includes your card number, expiration date, security code, and your zip code. And then you would just click that add button. Something to note here is that if you choose the card payment method, there will be a 3% fee attached to it every time you send money. Okay, so now we're going to go over how to actually use the app to send and receive money. To return to the home screen, you would click on that 3-line icon at the top left-hand corner of the screen, then click on the home button. On the top right, there will be an icon with a pencil and a little money sign at the top right. And then you will be redirected to the add recipients page. Here, you will add the person who you want to request money from or send money to. So let's take a look at the graphic on the left-hand side of the screen. In that little search bar highlighted in red, we have the spot where you would put in either the person's username, their phone number, or their email. Something to note is that if you're putting in their username, a lot of people might have very similar usernames. Like I would have clients Venmo me, and there's another Dylan out there who had like almost the exact same username as me, and my clients actually accidentally Venmoed that guy instead of me. So yeah, it's really important to make sure when you are Venmoing someone that you are getting the right person. And usually it will, when you're Venmoing someone new, it will have you confirm either their full phone number, like the last 4 digits of their phone number, just to make sure it's that right person. And before you Venmo them, also click on their accounts and check out their profile photo just to make sure it's them. Okay, so continuing on sending and receiving money. Once you do find the person that you want to send or request money from, you will see this page, which is right in the middle of the screen. We're going to go over the various parts of the page. So on the most of the page, you have that white box where you can put a message. Here is where you would type what the money's for. In this example, they're paying for coffee, or someone bought them coffee. Okay, Venmo is kind of known for people like to have fun on Venmo, just sending random messages in their headline. So like they'll just put a funny little message and kind of, I don't know, it's just it kind of makes your day when you get a Venmo from someone with a little inside joke. But anyways, moving on. Mobile devices also allow you to put like emojis and like little animations in your message just to keep it fun. Moving over to the right, the top right of the screen, that's where you would type in the amount of money you want to request or pay. Going more toward the bottom of the screen, you can see that little lock icon where it says private. That's what I talked about earlier, where you can choose. It gives you 3 options, privacy options. The first one is, as it shows, is private, which means the only people who can see the transaction are you and then Leia, whoever you're sending it to. The second option is just your friends. So your friends on Venmo can see your transactions. And then the third option is public, which honestly, I don't understand why anybody even chooses this option, but any Venmo user could see your transaction. And then The last thing we're going to go over on this page is the request or the pay buttons. Paying money, it's kind of straightforward. You're just paying that person. If you were to send a request, let's say you would request from Leia $5 for coffee, it would send Leia a little notification that says, oh, Dylan is requesting $5 from you for coffee. And then Leia will then go into the Venmo app and then fulfill that request. All right, so transferring money out of Venmo. As I said earlier, Venmo is kind of like a digital piggy bank or a digital wallet, if you will. So you have to transfer money in from your bank or your bank account or your card before using it. And then there's not really much you could do with the money while it's in Venmo. So it's in your best interest to transfer it back to your bank account or whatever's linked to it. So the way to do this is you would click on the three horizontal lines icon at the top left corner of the screen, then select transfer balance. Beside this button, you can see your money balance on Venmo. You will then be redirected to a page where you can type in the amount you want to transfer and whether you would like to do it instantly or in 1 to 3 business days. So the difference between this is for the instant transaction or transfer, it charges you a 1% fee with a maximum of $10, as you can see, in the picture. And then the 1 to 3 business days, there's no fee. So that's probably the best choice unless you really need that money from Venmo right away. But I mean, it's more sensible to just go with the 1 to 3 business days. All right, so Venmo cards. This is something I actually haven't used yet, but a Venmo card is basically a debit card that you can load up with money to make purchases or send money. It's an actual like physical card that you would carry around with you and put in your wallet. The Venmo card allows you to receive rewards from certain stores, such as Wendy's or Macy's, and to customize your card. So when you first put in a request for a Venmo card, it allows you to choose like a bunch of different colors or like patterns. So you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, there's a bunch of different colors of those Venmo cards. Something important to note here is that prior to buying something with a Venmo card, you want to make sure that the store accepts this method of payment. As I said, like I haven't really used a Venmo card much, but I'm from my intuition, I'm guessing that bigger, more well-known stores will accept Venmo cards, whereas smaller like tiny shops probably won't. But yeah, you would use a Venmo card just as you would use a regular debit card. It's just a little physical thing to have. Okay, so we're gonna go over how to create a Venmo card just in case you do want to use one. You would click the 3-line icon at the top left corner of your screen, select the Venmo card button, then you would follow the instructions prompted on the screen. You will have to state a name that you would like to appear on the card. Once approved, your Venmo card should arrive in 5 to 7 business days. So we're going to take a look at the graphics on the right. So once we press those 3 lines, it'll give us a lot of options, and we're going to find where it says Venmo card. And then you would go through the whole process of just putting in your personal info, putting your name, and then the card will be shipped to you in 5 to 7 business days. All right, so privacy and security. So obviously there's a lot of security issues with when you're when you're linking your bank account to an app and when you're sending your own money to people online. So Venmo is regulated by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to ensure your privacy and security. All info on the app is encrypted and activity is tracked to identify unauthorized transactions. You can easily enable and disable the card via the app if it is lost or stolen, and there is no fee to replace them. And you can also add additional layers of security to your Venmo account, such as multi-factor authentication, a PIN code in the app, and or facial recognition technology. Here are some tips to further secure your Venmo account. Select settings, then go to privacy, and set your default privacy setting to private to make sure all future transactions are private between you and the other person. So that's kind of what I was saying earlier. Like there's really no point to anybody else seeing what you're sending to people. So I do the same thing. I have my default setting for all of my transactions as private, which means only the other person and I can see what I'm sending. Another tip is tapping past transactions and selecting change all to private. So what this does is your friends will not be able to see the details of any of your past transactions on the app. Another tip is going to settings and then friends and social. You can disable any auto-friending options you don't want to use, and you can also disable your Facebook account's connection. Okay, so there are a lot of apps that offer this kind of digital financial payment service. And one of the most popular ones, at least in the US, is PayPal. PayPal is actually offered in various other countries, so that's kind of a benefit of it. But on this table to the right, we have a comparison of Venmo versus PayPal. Both are offered on both iOS and Android platforms. They offer they accept credit, debits, and bank transfer methods. They do require a small fee for credit cards. The only difference with debit card fees is that Venmo allows you to use a debit card for free. Both services offer free bank transfers. So PayPal is more geared toward bigger transactions. So the transfer limit on a single transaction is $10,000 for PayPal, whereas Venmo, it's a total of $5,000. And then PayPal, as you can see, is up to $60,000. The withdrawal time frame is 1 to 3 business days for Venmo, and then 3 to 5 business days for PayPal. So just a little bit longer. Both apps are free to use. And then, as I mentioned earlier, Venmo is best for everyday users. So I use it all the time when I just like go out with friends, like, hey, can you buy me this? And then I'll just Venmo you $5, something like that. Whereas PayPal is used for businesses. And then again, as I mentioned, Venmo is only available in the US, whereas PayPal is available in over 200 countries. All right, so we talked about Venmo, and it's only available in the US, and we know that there are a lot of Canadians out over here in our webinar today. So we're going to go over some alternatives. One of them is Interac e-transfer, which is best for Canada to Canada transfers, and we actually have a little graphic of what it looks like on the left side. Another app is Wealth Simple Cash app, which is also best for Canada to Canada transfers. And a third one is Wise, which is best for Canada to US, Canada to international, and US to Canada transfers. Thank you guys for listening. If you would like to learn this lesson with a Cyber Seniors mentor, you can go to www.cyberseniors.org, or you can call 1-844-217-3057 to register for a one-on-one phone session. And we also host weekly tech drop-in sessions from 2 to 3 p.m. every Thursday. Thanks for listening, everyone.